certification is on file in the office of the township clerk.
Thank you. As everybody knows, that's why you're present here tonight. A special meeting has been called for the appointment of an MUA commissioner. Commissioner terms expire at the end of this month, actually tomorrow at midnight, and the appointment will take place effective February 1. With that being said, that's the only matter of business on the agenda this evening. We will have a portion on the agenda, as you see, for matters of public comment, to which you are free to come up when selected, state your name and address for the record, and make your comments. As I said, this will be the only matter on the agenda this evening, so it will be the only matter the council will be speaking to and addressing. With that being said, would like to inform council that due to my absence last week, being out of state, I will be abstaining from votes for the appointment, as several council members have had the opportunities to interview the prospective candidates, and I certainly have a few questions I need to ask of our candidate pool. So moving forward, I would ask that council keep that in mind in stating your nominations and direction. With that being said, I would like to open nominations for appointment to the MUA board. The appointment is for a term of 5 years. I open the floor to nominations for an appointment.
Yeah, I would nominate David Ben.
I have a nomination on the floor from Mr. Dow of David Ben. Who's with the second nominations? Yes. We have a second for Mr. Dow's motion to nominate.
Could you, before there's a second, can you question or no? Make comment?
Second and then make comment.
You second and make comment? Okay. Making sure.
I'll second the motion. Make comments.
Moving forward for the nomination, we have comments regarding the nomination?
I'm not sure I have comments regarding the nomination. I have just comments regarding your opening statements.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned you weren't here last week. You were going to abstain tonight, but then you would interview from this point forward. If there's a nomination and someone's approved for the position, then I guess you wouldn't be interviewing anybody, correct?
That's correct.
Just
If it is the pleasure of the council, and there is a vote in the affirmative, with the majority carrying the vote, then obviously the vote carries and is so moved.
In this case, an abstention is a no?
It depends on if the abstention is because of disqualifications or whether or not you have Robert's rules. If you haven't adopted Robert's rules and you don't have a conflict, the abstention goes with the motion. We haven't adopted Robert's rules. We follow Robert's rules, but we never officially adopted Robert's rules. Unless there's a conflict under the financial, business relationship, things like that, the vote goes with the motion. So if the motion is to approve, then the abstention goes with the motion.
So in other words, then if you get 2 yeses, then the abstention would be considered the third. And then 2 noes.
Assuming the person who's abstaining is not disqualified from voting, it's just making a decision.
So it's like a loophole or like a way out. Get out of jail free is one of those.
If we have a roll by nominated name.
Well, now you have a motion on the floor, so that's the only motion that's being made on the individual. So the motion's made, and then we'll have 2 yeses and 2 noes.
For the nomination.
And right, it goes with the motion, so the person will be nominated.
Or would be appointed to that position.
Or we can call the roll by name of nomination for who the candidate, who each respective member would select.
Yeah, you can do that, but if you have only 2 nominations and you have 2 and 2 and then 2 and 2, right now you only have 1 name up there, so you have to call that motion now, have that call. So if that's approved, I'm not sure that you're going to have the ability to nominate someone else, because at that point it is decided.
So the first nomination would carry that. So you wouldn't go any further.
I wouldn't go any further.
nominations now, and then going up in the vote, or what are we doing?
No, you have a nomination, and you have a second, so in other words, Dave's on the, Dave's listed as the first and second nomination, so you'd have to vote on his nomination. So if he got 3 yeses or 4 yeses, then he would be considered appointed, or if he got 2 even, he would be considered appointed, because Ryan's abstaining,
Or saying no?
because that's
Or
like,
is
no,
he-
he's abstaining, carries a yes.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. Am I correct in that assumption?
So can we call the roll?
It's up to your mayor.
Other comments on the motion?
I don't have specific comments on the motion. I think that, you know, Dave's been obviously involved in the planning board. We just put him on the planning board. Has done a nice job on the planning board. I think that part of the role of the new administration or council supposedly is to try and decentralize the way that we have so many people doing so many things, the same people. And now you're going to nominate Dave and put him on MUA where he's already involved and was just appointed to the planning board. So my question is, do we have that lack of candidates out there that we have to start putting people on multiple boards in this township, or so? I mean, I think Dave's qualified, but he's already involved in the planning board, which I think over the next year and a half with some of the development that we have going on, we'll be pretty busy with that, and hopefully we'll be focusing this time in that area. I think that, you know, I'm against putting multiple people at this point on multiple boards on this township, because what it does then is it just centralizes the decision-making amongst a few, and I thought that we were going to try and get away from that. But just to throw it out there.
Well, I'll throw something out, a couple of things out there. One, Dave's position, I believe, on the planning board, I'm pretty sure is up on July 1st. And if it's not, he could resign at any given time. We have multiple people on multiple boards, and it's more important to me that I'm a term limit guy. So the fellow's been in there since 2003. That's a couple of terms, and that's where I stand on that. And also the fellow, according to the list of contributions, you know, contributed to the 2008 Gibson Donnelly Kersey campaign, and I'm a pay-to-play guy, so a $500 donation would pretty much eliminate him right there. So whenever I get a chance to work within what I would like to be the standard, which would be pay-to-play, I, you know, certainly, will vote that way. So, and the candidate himself has made it through, the selection process previously. He's a decent guy, as many of the candidates are. But this guy, he's been in the pipe the longest, and that's why I nominated him. He's a good guy, a good, strong character, and he has been, through the process, and he's the last person that we put through the process that made it to the last round of consideration that actually didn't get in there. So I'd like to vote on this.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. Kathy, proceed with the roll.
Mr. DeFalco?
Yes.
Mr. Belton?
No.
Mr. Dow?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
No.
Mayor Donnelly?
I abstain.
Are we done?
There's normally a motion carried or some kind of statement? Oh, I'm sorry.
2-2 with an abstention to the motion. Motion carries in the affirmative. said, we will notify, and I don't think there's a need to notify, Mr. Ben of the actions, and we will move forward with matters to be presented by the public. That being said, I will start on the right side of the room against the wall as customary. In the front, if anybody has comment. Over to the first row, matters of the public. Mr. Lopez,
My name is Louis Lofer from 370 South Martin. I want to say congratulations to all the people who attended the Fire and Ice. I took over 1750 Cold Street. And thanks for ex-mayor to Mount Holly Township, Diesel. Did I say the name right? Yeah. And thanks for Mr. Belton coming and Richard and Dow. And question, any regardless to the second ordinance to play-to-play ordinance? Any?
there's a pay-to-play workshop up and coming.
And comment. I wonder if you could respond on that to the Buttonwood Hospital. What's your opinion about that?
That's not ours. We're keeping with the context of the MUA and the MUA.
Oh, okay. And I think that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the first row? Moving to the second row. To the third row. And to the fourth. The last row. Hearing no further comments from the public, we'll close the public portion. Next item is the adjournment of the meeting. We have a motion for the adjournment.
Before we adjourn, I just want to put on the record that honestly, I feel that tonight, this special meeting that was called for the MUA appointment was obviously one that we had to follow through on, but I feel that at this point, the mayor of this township basically abstained and let down the people that voted for him by abstaining from voting tonight. And it's pretty disappointing that he's going to back out and not make a decision, so that's my opinion.
I'm glad I can't make the informed decision. Deputy Mayor Gibson, thank you. That being said, we'll move forward with motion.
The motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? So moved.